Brian Keith was an American actor whose rugged charm, deep voice, and versatile talent made him a beloved figure in Hollywood for over 5 decades. Born on November 14, 1921, in Bayonne, New Jersey, as Robert Alba Keith, he was introduced to the world of entertainment early on. His father, Robert Keith, was a successful stage and screen actor, and his mother, Helena Shipman, was an actress. Growing up in a household filled with creativity, Brian absorbed the nuances of performance, setting the stage for what would become a prolific career in film and television. Brian Keith's childhood was marked by diverse experiences that shaped his personality. His parents divorced when he was just a baby, and he spent time with both of them. His mother, Helena, took him to New York City, where she worked as an actress, exposing Brian to the behind-the-scenes life of the theater. However, his early years were not always spent in the world of acting. Keith attended East Rockaway High School in Long Island before enlisting in the U.S. Marine Corps during World War I. He served as a rear gunner in the Pacific Theater, earning an Air Medal for his bravery in combat. The courage and camaraderie he experienced during the war remained with him throughout his life, influencing his on-screen portrayals of strong, dependable, and often stoic characters. After the war, Keith returned to civilian life and decided to pursue acting full-time. He made his Broadway debut in the 1940s, but quickly transitioned to film and television. His rugged appearance, combined with a natural talent for nuanced performances, made him a versatile actor capable of taking on a wide variety of roles. In the 1950s, Keith found steady work in westerns and action films, showcasing his tough guy persona. His early film roles in movies like Arrowhead, 1953, The Violent Men, 1955, and The Mountain Road, 1960, helped solidify his reputation as a reliable and skilled actor. However, it was his role in the Disney classic The Parent Trap, 1961, that brought Brian Keith to the attention of a broader audience. In The Parent Trap, Keith played Mitch Evers, the affable and loving father of twins, played by Haley Mills. His performance as a single father navigating the complexities of his daughters' lives and his own love life showcased his ability to blend strength with tenderness, a hallmark of many of his most memorable roles. The film was a commercial success and helped Keith transition into more family-oriented roles. Television further cemented Keith's status as a beloved actor. Perhaps his most iconic role was that of Bill Davis in the hit sitcom Family Affair, which ran from 1966 to 1971. Keith played a wealthy, sophisticated bachelor who suddenly finds himself caring for his brother's 3 orphaned children. His portrayal of Uncle Bill was a perfect blend of warmth, patience, and low-key frustration as he adapted to his new role as a father figure. The show was a massive hit, and Keith's performance endeared him to a generation of television viewers. For his work on Family Affair, he earned an Emmy nomination, further proving his talent and range as an actor. Keith's career was marked by versatility as he effortlessly moved between genres and mediums. After the success of Family Affair, he continued to take on diverse roles in both television and film. In the 1970s, he starred in several movies, including The Wind and the Lion, 1975, alongside Sean Connery and Candice Bergen, where he played the historical figure Theodore Roosevelt. His portrayal of Roosevelt demonstrated his ability to tackle larger-than-life historical figures with ease, capturing both the man's strength and charisma. Keith's talent wasn't limited to family-friendly fare. He excelled in action, drama, and westerns, and his roles often explored deeper emotional or psychological themes. His appearance in The Russians Are Coming, 1966, a Cold War comedy that addressed the absurdity of international tensions, was a prime example of his ability to deliver humor while still engaging with serious subject matter. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Keith remained active in the entertainment industry, often taking supporting roles in television series and made-for-TV movies. He played tough, yet emotionally complex characters in projects like Hardcastle and McCormick, 1983 to 1986, where he starred as retired Judge Milton C. His ability to bring depth and subtlety to seemingly hard-edged characters made him a favorite among directors and audiences alike. Despite his successful career, Keith's personal life was not without its challenges. He married 3 times, first to Frances Helm, then to Judy Landon, and later to Victoria Young, with whom he had several children. His family life was filled with joy, but also sorrow. In 1997, Keith was diagnosed with lung cancer and emphysema. He had quit smoking a decade earlier, but the damage was done. After the diagnosis came excruciating chemotherapy sessions, which took a toll on Keith, both emotionally and physically. In April of that same year, Keith also had to endure the pain of his daughter Daisy's suicide. Daisy, who had struggled with depression, took her own life in her Hollywood Hills home. The death of his daughter was a devastating blow to Keith, who was already grappling with his own health issues. Only 2 months after Daisy's suicide, on June 24, 1997, Brian Keith took his own life at his Malibu home. He was 75 years old at the time. It was reported that the actor shot himself to end his suffering caused by failing health, mounting financial troubles, and the overwhelming grief of losing his daughter. In the days leading up to his death, Keith had spoken with Johnny Whitaker, who played Jody on Family Affair. Whitaker revealed that Keith seemed worn down by the combination of chemotherapy and the emotional toll of his daughter's death. Whitaker, who had grown up with Keith as a father figure on set, described the actor as struggling both physically and emotionally. After Keith's death, his colleagues and friends paid heartfelt tributes to the man they described as a giant, both in talent and spirit. Kathy Garver, who played Sissy on Family Affair, acknowledged the final days of Keith's life with a mix of sadness and admiration. She recalled how Keith, ever the independent soul, had chosen to leave the hospital, refusing to let his final days be dictated by illness. Garver shared that Keith had a strong will to live life on his own terms. Knowing Brian, she said, who's been so independent all his life and always wanted to do things the way he wanted to do, that would have meant beating the bad Reaper before the Reaper got him. This poignant statement captured the essence of who Brian Keith was: determined, strong-willed, and resolute until the very end. Garver also spoke about how Keith was not only a consummate actor, but also a deeply generous and loving person. She recalled how he had an extraordinary talent for bringing warmth and depth to every role he played, yet he remained humble about his accomplishments. Off camera, he was equally giving, always willing to offer advice or a helping hand to his fellow actors. Brian Keith's tragic passing in 1997 was a devastating blow to his fans and colleagues alike. His death by suicide after a long and painful battle with cancer served as a grim reminder of the hidden struggles that even the most beloved public figures can face. Unfortunately, the untimely demise of celebrities due to suicide is not uncommon in Hollywood, where the pressures of fame and personal battles often go unnoticed until it's too late. Keith's suicide brought attention to the importance of mental health and the need to provide support for those dealing with chronic illness and emotional pain. In the years following his death, the conversation around mental health, particularly in the entertainment industry, has grown louder. There is now a greater awareness of the need to prioritize well-being and address the mental health challenges that come with the pressures of fame. Keith's passing, though tragic, contributed to the broader awareness of the need for compassion and understanding when it comes to mental health, especially among those in the spotlight. His legacy as a talented actor and a kind-hearted individual endures, reminding us of the importance of supporting one another through life's challenges.